faces, popped their loo to sort out her armpits before joining the queue of sullen-looking suited people. But the smacked bum faces couldn't bring Nancy down. She was already on a high. This was a huge opportunity, and while she was a bit nervous, she was also very excited. She placed her coffee order and moved to join the less ordered group of anxious people waiting for their first caffeine hit of the day. A few large men moved in front of her, making her shuffle back and then have to apologise to a tutting person for reversing her bags into them. "Grande skinny mocha?" said the barista, putting the cup on the counter. "Excuse me," said Nancy, inching forward. Her hand reached for the cup at the same time as one of the men. "I think that's mine," said the man with a frown and a hairy hand on her drink. Nancy kept hold of the cup. She had been in front of him in the queue, and so even if it was the same order as his, then it made sense that it was hers. "Sorry, I think you'll find it's mine." "It's not. Let go." He tugged on the cup, but Nancy wasn't going to give up that easily. "Remove your hand and see what name's on the cup," she suggested. "You're being ridiculous." The barista reappeared and took in the altercation, but in true London style, he chose not to get involved and plonked down more cups. "Tall cappuccino, venti coconut latte with an extra shot, grande skinny mocha." Nancy's head swivelled in the barista's direction. "Who is the mocha for?" she asked. With a sharp blink, the barista conveyed his annoyance at the question. He turned around the cup to reveal the name in marker pen. Richard. Nancy had never felt so smug in all her life, with the possible exception of the day the school bully walked into the side of a bus shelter. "Are you Richard?" she asked the man, whose hand appeared glued to her cup. He let it go, as if it had morphed into the business end of a toilet brush, and picked up the correct cup, the whole time shaking his head like it was Nancy's mistake, and turned to leave without even offering her a cursory apology. Nancy was riled. She hated rudeness. "You're very welcome, Richard," she called after him. Sitting down at a table, she unloaded her bags. It was a welcome relief to her shoulders. Nancy pulled out her notes and put her laptop bag on the chair next to her. She was pleased with the presentation her small team had pulled together at short notice. They'd worked into the night on it. The slides were slick and professional. Her pitch was punchy and compelling. All she had to do was deliver it. "Excuse me," said a young man in a baseball cap who appeared at her shoulder, making her turn slightly. "I'm very sorry to disturb you, but you look like you might be kind enough to direct me." He gave her a tentative smile. She'd lived and worked in London for years, and like most locals, prided herself on her knowledge. "Of course. Where do you need to get to?" He pulled out a map. "I'm looking for Talbot Square." He pointed at the map, drawing Nancy's eyes to a red felt-tip splodge. "That's easy. You're really close. If you go out of here, take the first right, and then Talbot Square is about halfway down." "You were so kind. Thank you," he said, folding up his map and giving little bows as he reversed away from her. "You're very welcome." Nancy turned back to her notes. As she picked up her coffee, she realised her laptop bag had gone. "Shit!" said Nancy, jumping to her feet and promptly knocking her coffee into the bag of samples. "Double shit!" She spun around. A few people were glancing in her direction, but most were trying to avoid making eye contact. "Thief!" she said, pointing to the door, but the young man had gone, and so had his accomplice with her laptop. She needed her computer. It had the presentation on it. Nancy grabbed her things, and ignoring the coffee dripping out of the bottom of the bag, she raced from the cafe. Outside, she scanned the street in both directions. There was no sign of the young man or anyone carrying her laptop bag. But then, it wasn't exactly distinctive. She had two options, to go left or right. He wouldn't have gone right because that was the way she'd directed him. She turned to go left.